Good day. Good morning. Good Monday to you. Dear friend, good Monday to you. Let me start off by saying to you, I hope you realize this, that it is incumbent upon you, I can't say it enough, to like what we are doing. This is the vote that I want you to vote for us. You must like this video. You must always like and subscribe. I know these are our metrics. This is how we survive. This is how we tell the rest of the world. Because the message we're giving, nobody's doing. I just did a brand new video that you'll be able to see here on central bank digital currency, programmable, and the information that is already here about the future of our country. And every day I'm looking at this and I'm negotiating like you are. I'm trying to figure out, okay, now how do I do this? Let me tell you, if the election were held today, let me tell you what I would do right this moment. And I don't want to predict what I'm going to do, but I'm going to tell you right now. The only person that I have heard, the only person who even remotely speaks to what I consider important is Bobby Kennedy Jr. That's it. I never knew what he was saying until now. There are things that are so. Let me give you an example of something. Let me give you this great example of something. And there's a wonderful. I don't know if you ever dug this, but Llewellyn Rockwell, just terrific. And he wrote something called Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s Battle for Liberty. And there is a lawyer, an estimable lawyer, a good, very, 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 very bright, named Robert Barnes. Let me read something from you. Just listen to what I'm saying about Bobby Kennedy. Just listen to this. And this piece is from, it's called Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s Battle for Liberty. This is from Mr. Barnes. In his early 20s, Bobby Kennedy attacked the overthrow of Allende in Chile. This is in 1974. In 1975, before the Church Committee completed revelations, he condemned American assassinations of foreign leaders. When others stayed silent as we unleashed Islamic jihad throughout Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, RFK pushed back in twin articles in 1979, published in the Post and in the Globe, against coups. He continued to criticize almost every major foreign intervention in his lifetime, which started with Vietnam, along with his father's campaign in 1968, through the criticism of both the Iraq wars, the intervention in Syria, and the involvement in Afghanistan, criticizing these oil-driven wars as his commentary in 2001, 2003, 2005, 2009, 2016, and 2018 detail. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. He's been against torture, but against he has. I'm trying to figure out what he has ever said. What he has ever said where I've thought, whoa, wait a minute, hold it. It is as clear to me as is anything. As clear to me today, and I can't see this changing anytime soon, that I can vote in a number of different ways. I can do my best. Number one, I can say which is popular. I can say things that people want to hear. I can always go for the pro-Trump crowd. I can go to the, the usual. And that's good. And I'm never going to speak. There are things that Trump has done but that are most estimable. This is in 2016. Bobby Kennedy wasn't there. For the longest time, my politics, my worldview, my focus, my love of liberty, my love of, I know this sounds kind of corny, but It's true. All, my love of liberty and the like has been kind of set aside. There's a politics, there's a worldview. I have had to say, well, I'll have to settle it for other people. Maybe this guy on this website may understand me, but there's nobody in Washington. I mean, there might be one here. We used to have the church committee. We had a church committee against CIA. They even showed you death guns and things like that. It was a wonderful time. Where is it? It's gone. And now I've been sidetracked by all of this talk about transgender. Are you a woman? Can a man menstruate? By the way, menstruation is a word like Wednesday or February. People say menstruation. They don't say menstruate. They should. How about menses? How about menarche? I can't believe I'm proud to say this, 65 years old, and I'm listening to this nonsense. I don't fit in. Bobby Kennedy comes along, and I'm thinking, oh my God, look at what he was there the whole time. But he was always this kind of like this tangential thing. It's like, yeah, that's Bobby Kennedy. Yeah, that's Bobby Kennedy. I love radicals. And a radical is Trump. A radical was Calvin Coolidge. A radical was just somebody who said, oh, no. Jimmy Carter was a radical. Somebody who said, I'm going to do things differently. I live in a world right now I don't recognize. I live among some of the most stupid people. If it wasn't for my wife, I would have nobody to talk to. Let me say this again. Let me just tell you. And this is probably the thing. If you want to know what I think the ultimate, to me, happiness is to be able to say, the person that I can run stuff by that says, I understand you, is your spouse. That's incredible. I see people all the time. It's like, if it wasn't for her, what would I do? I'd have to go, maybe, hello, yes? Did you write this article? Yeah. Well, you don't know me, but can I talk to you about digital currency and programmable? Yes. Hello. I live in a world and have lived in a world for over 20, right around the time of about 21 years ago, things happen. You want to call it a red pill? You want to call it a birth? Born again? I don't know. I think it's just born. I was just born. And there were parts of my life that were very, very critical. Very, very critical. Things were like, okay. High school was kind of fun because it was good because that kind of developed my, it was good. I really started to get into a groove. Part of my personality started where I started to like, the extraneous, the different. That was my thing. Okay, fine. I got it. That was my I don't know what you want to call it, but it was a great time. I was in high school really from 71 to, actually I started towards the end of 71 and then graduated 76. So 2 years after Woodstock, Vietnam, best music, best everything. I really started to cement. College, just 4 years of nothing. Law school, important, kind of helped me. And then, strike that. Right after college, working for a U.S. Senator. That was groundbreaking. That was like, whoa, I see how this works. Politics. Running a statewide Senate campaign, going to Washington. Oh, I get it. That was a part. Then a prosecutor. And then in October of 1988, doing a weekend show on a radio station. And everything was fine, and everything was kind of groovy, and everything was all right, and it was kind of like, okay. And I was considered myself kind of like a libertarian before anybody was really cool. Harry Brown was a great friend of mine. He ran for president. He was a great friend of mine. I love the idea because they were kind of radical. I loved radicals. And radical doesn't mean somebody who's just long hair but somebody who just does not go along with the usual take. My radio heroes, the people that were the best. Howard Stern was a radical. Rush Limbaugh was a radical. Bob Grant was. And before that, Joe Pine and others, and they were different. And then I was like, okay, all right. And people would say, hey, you're a liberal. And then 9/11 changed everything. From that Tuesday morning, the whole world changed. From Patriot Acts to a new PNAC, neocons, I don't know who. It was a cacophony. It was like the British invasion. This was something else. This was the most exciting. What is this? And then I started reading here. And what was happening at the same time? The internet. Internet's been around since really 96, sort of really hardcore. 2001, it was just a baby. It was the Wild West. It was the greatest thing in the world. It was like, I think what people feel like when they have a religious experience, when they are born again, when their lives were changed, when they were suffering something that was so traumatic, maybe substance abuse, and they were delivered by the power of the Holy Spirit or Jesus. And I never mock that. It's like this. It's life-changing. Life-changing. I was listening to some great, some of the great accounts of Vietnam and war, and oh my God. But that's when it changed. And I mean it, we were off to the races. And everything that's happening is like, oh my God. What is this? Project for a New American Century? What is a neocon? Who's Leo Strauss? What is this? What's the unitary executive? Who are these people? Wait a minute. What's this? What's going on? Who are BRICS? What? Wait a minute. What? Who is this? Where? New World Order? What are you talking about? I couldn't keep saying, where is this? It was like I walked over to a library shelf, and I said, oh, I love this book. And I pulled this book out, and everything fell on me. And I've been trying to get out of this. And then, as I develop and as I move and as I start to embrace and study and think, oh my God, I've got it. The rest of the world, the rest of the news media just started to subtract and recede and hide. It's like, where did you go? Wait a minute. No, come on, let's go. No. What? Where did they go? Wait, no. This is exciting. Come on. No. Shh. We don't like this. We're going over here. This has never happened in real. Imagine, here's the Beatles. Hey, the Beatles and the Stones. Oh my God, here's Led Zeppelin. Oh no. We're going back to Benny Goodman. What? Wait a minute. Let's keep going. No. Let's go. This is music. This is exciting. Led Zeppelin, the Stones. Keep going. The Clash, the Cure, whatever you want. I don't know. 70s. This is great. Little Feat, Lowell George. Come on, let's go. No. That's too scary. We're going back. We're going back to Freddie and the Dreamers. We're going back to Chad and Jeremy. What? That's where we are right now. Stop for a second. Listen to what I'm saying. You listen to what's being talked about right now. And this morning, may I read you some of my... I'm going to read this to you. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you are not... Well, you're because I start off in the morning angry. I start very early. I start listening to music, and I get into a groove. I swear, it sounds crazy, but I get into a groove, and I start, and the music kind of saying, okay. One of my most inspirational songs that get me thinking is Joker Man by Dylan. Does it every time. Listen to this. See if people understand this one. Once you understand that there are many ways to consolidate tyranny, you understand why health services and issues and crises make the perfect vehicle and platform for such. This is I remember when the notion of Hegelian dialectics, thesis, antithesis, synthesis, all of that stuff, problem, reaction, solution. Do you understand how this is? There are different things that can motivate you. Government is always trying to find a new way to get your fear. Do you remember years ago? You probably don't know this, but what America feared more than anything was the anarchist. The anarchist was the most. Sacco and Vanzetti, they posed the greatest threat to anything anybody's ever seen. The anarchist. It was incredible. Then communist. Post. Remember, in the 50s, but where did that come from? It also bled back into post-World War II. Operation Gladio. I see it coming. I never knew any of this. This information was there. When I was doing talk radio, I had some pretty smart people. Nobody talked about Operation Gladio. What are you talking about? New World Order. How old is this? It's been around forever. These. It's like this. It was like hearing a music, and you never even thought. I've got a friend of mine, who is, he was from Ireland, from Derry, and he. Not Londonderry. And he explained to me one time what happened to him when he heard Bob Marley. He went crazy. His world, that was it. How did Bob Marley... Everybody has those moments. Okay. Listen to this. Donald Trump was elected because of a perfect conflation and confluence of time and politics and circumstances and candidates. And that year was 2016. What does that mean? What am I saying to people? I'm giving little hints. I'm telling people not to bludgeon them, but to tell them, if you listen to me, I'm telling you, things are changing now. You're going to have to change some rules. The rules change bigly. I'll get to Bobby Kennedy in a moment, but I want you to hear this. Now listen to this one, okay? What America needs in terms of a leader is someone who possesses a unique and total understanding of the realities of the world. But that will involve being able to recite and understand a litany of issues and critical matters that are far beyond the intellectual ken, the range, the intellectual ken of the average citizen. That candidate would not be elected because those voting would not be able to understand or decipher what he or she is saying. It is because of the uneducated and unimaginative that our republic remains corrupted by stagnation. We are simply not intellectually up to the task, and that's why we keep electing stupid people to continue doing stupid things. We are to blame. When I see Gretchen Whitmer, I'm thinking, that's it. This is devolution. I'm not done. This is just incredible. Here we go. Listen to this. Programmable CBDC is a digital weapon of mass destruction. Shadow government ghouls of yore could not possibly have envisaged something as horrible as this on their best day, because they frankly couldn't have understood the technology then. It didn't exist, but it does now. But you're too busy talking about Dylan Mulvaney and beer to focus notice. One more time. Biomedical tyranny. Here's something for you. What am I talking about? In 2005, there was something called International Health Regulations, IHR. Do you realize this? IHR. The International Health Regulations, IHR 2005, are a legally binding agreement. What? Did you see this? This is from the CDC. a legally binding agreement of 196 countries to build the capability to detect and report potential public health emergencies worldwide. IHR require that all countries have the ability to detect, assess, report, and respond to public health events. Now, doesn't that make sense? Doesn't it make sense? Of course it does. Of course it does. Now, cancer? No. No. The government starts off by putting saying something that's benign, something kind of benign. Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, some whatever it is. And it's just benign. It's, oh, that's good. And then that is the basis for something else. Critical legal studies is the initial, the backdrop, the impetus of, this is important, the backdrop impetus of critical race theory, the crits as they were, restorative justice, which you haven't even seen yet. It's 50 years old. They lay these little seeds and they just remain kind of dormant. Have you ever heard of all the plans, continuous continuity of government? Remember that one? How about, here's one, Rex 84. Remember Rex 84? Readiness Exercise 1984? Do you remember how Rand corporations, how Johns Hopkins, do you know the scenarios that are written that basically spell everything out perfectly? They hide in plain sight. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. This was a phrase that I heard years ago, and I never understood it. Hiding in plain sight. The more obvious something is, the less they realize it. One time my mother, when she was a young gal, she worked at a Sears store. And these guys came in coveralls. They picked up a canoe, and they walked out. And nobody stopped them because they had coveralls. They said, oh, okay. And somebody said, did you just see a canoe go by? Yeah. Why didn't you stop them? And they said, because they stole that. What? Hide in plain sight. To hide in plain sight. Sleight of hand is done in front of you. Why do you think it works? Because you are lured by the deception that your ability to inspect will preclude any kind of chicanery or legerdemain or what have you. It's a confidence scheme. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's a confidence scheme. You are lured. You're saying, well, obviously it can't work, right? Because I'm right here. No, that's the trick. So what they do is they tell you things. They hide in plain sight. They don't hide anything. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is hidden. When they have Davos, World Economic Forum, when they have G7, when they have Bilderberg, they tell you flat out, here's what we talk about. Here it is. Why would we tell you about it if we were planning something illegal? Oh, okay. Go over there. Go watch Dylan Mulvaney. Go watch this stuff. Go watch. Oh, look, these are having gay pride at schools. Go look over there. We'll worry about this. If anybody's going to tackle the stuff that I want to tackle, it's Bobby Kennedy. That's a fact. That's a fact. Imagine going to the most incredible buffet, and it starts off in sections. And the first section is Ron DeSantis. And everything there is like, that's good. It's kind of basic. Oh, beet salad, pizza, whatever. Everybody will like this. Everybody. Now, here comes the Trump edition. A little bit spicier, a little bit more brazen, a little bit more, this is kind of gutsy. This is risky. I like this. Not so meat and potatoes, but different. I like that. And then, and by the way, Democrats, anyway, they're not, there is no buffet. They don't eat, I don't know, there, something. Now comes a Bobby Kennedy. Here's this from Trump all the way down. And they've got Camus salads and stuff you've never thought of. I've been trying my best to say, no, this Bobby Kennedy is this is just yeah, he's good. I haven't found anything that I don't like. So let me tell you right now, if the election were held right now, you know what I do? I would write in Bobby Kennedy. I don't care if he's a Democratic nominee or a Republican nominee. I don't care about that. I don't care if he's even, I don't even care. The last two the penultimate and the anti-penultimate elections. No, the anti-penultimate, no. I voted for Trump. 2016, I voted for me. I did not vote for Trump because there's no way he's going to win against Hillary Clinton. I voted for me then, and I voted for me versus Obama and Romney. And no. If the election were held today, I'm running in Bobby Kennedy. Period. I don't care. I'm tired of sitting back and saying, "Oh, okay, hey, look, Ron DeSantis is going after Disney. It's great. Yeah, hey, Trump's talking about Kayleigh McEnany. Yeah, he's talking about 2020 again. Yeah, sure is. He's playing a lot of golf. Yeah. It's good. Yay! Hey, Trump. And then I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is it. I know, and I'm going to say something, and I don't know Bobby Kennedy. Never met him. I've never met him, but I used to work with Air America, and he was kind of there. And Air America was a great group of people. They just didn't understand radio. You'd be surprised people who don't understand radio. They think that somehow, people they're gonna hear this idea and say, no, this is whatever. And how do I say this? It was a different world then. It was a different time, maybe, sort of. I don't know. Not really. Something happened. I don't know what. Now, what we're seeing now, this is a different story. This is a different world. I know that if I have to sit there and say, if I got three people to talk to, forget the Democrats, Ron DeSantis, Trump, or Bobby Kennedy about AI, Kennedy will get it. He understands it. Do you know that Don McLean actually said today, listen to this, Don McLean said that AI will actually be better for music than the garbage we're listening to right now. He actually said this. This is I realize, oh my God. I may one day be able to tell a grandchild or a great-grandchild, the reason why you're enjoying this kind of politics today is like people like me from 20 plus years, it'll be more then, stood up and promoted something that nobody else was doing. And we were called crazy, and we were called conspiracy theorists and all this. But the reason why you have this, and one of the things that we did, and I will say this, is that we didn't go along with people just because it was the thing to do. I know people who are in love with Trump and have no idea what he even stands for. They just love him. And that's great. And I'm not trying to... There are people who are like this DeSantis, and they're saying, you are really giving this Disney thing a little bit too much. Remember what I told you about... Let me explain something to you. Controlled opposition, distortion, deception. What am I talking about? Listen to me. Years ago, there was, in my psychology studies, the classes that really certain things affected me. Organic chemistry changed my life. But 2 classes in psych, my major. Perception and awareness and memory. Perception and awareness. And then later my new love of consciousness. And my new love of artificial intelligence. I cannot get enough of that. Because it's the most beautiful thing in the world to study the delicate, just keep picking apart everything. And one of the things which is the most important is what it is that you are, this thing called perception. I see something, I'm aware of something, how I register it, and then being aware of things. I love the fact that when kids are born, the role of the parietal lobe and the presence of God and the presence of this, and how some people do the moon illusion. You've seen this before. Did you ever see how the moon at the horizon looks huge and the moon is up in the air, it looks small? The radius is the same. Here we go. Here is this. Okay, here's the moon. Let's do this. Here's the moon. Not scale, mind you. Now, when the moon is at the horizon, I know the horizon, it looks huge. When it's up here, it looks small. Now, it's the same radius. Why does it look bigger here than here? It's an illusion. It's not an hallucination. A hallucination is something that is not there that you see. But an illusion is something that is there that you see differently. Why? Why? I love how we see things. Do you know that we as a species see nothing? Our visible spectrum is nothing. It is nothing. Infrared, ultraviolet, micro, nothing. There's nothing. We don't see anything. One time I was having my eyes checked and I told the doctor, I said, you realize that the audacity of you checking my eyesight? You should be humans. We can't see anything. What are you talking about? Can't see at night. Can't see this. We don't hear anything. We don't smell anything. We're awful. And what your reality is the most important. And also what brings you pleasure and what brings you excitement and what makes you feel good about something. And there are people like me and maybe like you who are we're just different. And I've always been different. And I say, I don't care what is popular. I care what is correct and what is right. I don't care what people say. In fact, I feel very comfortable with being the only person who believes something. I feel very comfortable with this. In fact, when too many people believe in me, or agree with me, I don't like that. I get very scared, very scared. Bobby Kennedy Jr. has talked about, just read Lou Rockwell's article. It's just, I couldn't believe it. Bobby Kennedy also questioned the integrity of American elections, attributed his father and uncle's assassinations to intelligence agencies, critiqued both the public health and food industries in America for decades, attacked the pharma industrial complex, the food industrial complex, the military industrial complex. Along the way, he attacked the names of Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, skepticism of globalist agendas, condemning the FDA and USDA as big food cutouts poisoning our bodies. It goes on and on and on. I mean, my God, I'm trying to think where is this lefty? For years I talked about GMOs. For years. I don't understand anything. I have so many friends of mine who, for whatever reason, are doctors, and I'm saying, what good is your you're not looking out for me. You're not looking out for what's best for people. You don't even do this. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you ever went to a doctor who said, what are you eating? Give me a thorough, diary of what you eat during the week. What? What do you eat? They never even talk about it. They have no interest in this. They always say, are you sick? What's the matter? Can I sit? Can I? No, you gotta, no, come here. You gotta come in. I called the doctor recently and said, hey, I got an idea. Can you send, draw blood? Can I go to this place down the street? It's a great lab. So I can do that first thing in the morning because I like NPO. I think fasting blood makes the most sense. So I can, do it first thing in the morning down the street. Oh, no. We draw the blood. Why? Insurance. Have you ever read your bill? Get your teeth clean. Look at the bill they submit. It's the most incredible thing in the world. Say, oh my God, what did you do? What was it, surgery? This is thy teeth? When did you do this? It's the biggest con in the world. And the thing is that I'd write in Bobby Kennedy right now. Is it a waste of time? I don't think so. Keep talking about this. He's going on every show. He was on a show the other day with Theo Vaughn. I'm thinking, this guy is so smart. Very popular comedian, very popular. Bobby's so smart. Go to where the people are. You don't remember this, but let me give you a little bit of history. Abraham Lincoln was the first person to ever put pictures of himself. They said, you're campaigning? Oh my God. That was considered, he's campaigning? That's, You didn't know that, did you? No. It was considered the lowest thing. Kennedy says, yes, I'm going to campaign. I'm going to put pictures up. Pictures? Remember the story of the girl, we look better with a beard? No, I don't know if that's true. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You can't do that. Remember this Lincoln's Douglas debates? You can't. And by the way, Lincoln isn't what you think it is. Lincoln is one of the best post hoc revisions of history there is. FDR came along the fireside chats. You can't do that. Radio, you're the president. FDR was the last of the patricians. He was Trump. He did things nobody understood. He just did. Oh, and John Kennedy, all image. All image. That man, that genius, Joseph Kennedy, with his friends in Hollywood, saying, I want you to chronicle this. Do you know what it was like being a Kennedy? I got to play touch football again. What the hell do we have to go at? I don't want to play touch football. Okay, all right. And Bobby Kennedy Jr., Hickory Hill, who came up with touch football? Can we have bridge? How about just poker? Can we just play poker? You know who's a great poker player? One of the best? Eisenhower. Serious poker player. Genius. And look what's happening now. Watch what Kennedy's doing. Watch look where he's putting his money. And he's going to take these people, and they're going to have to deal with him, and he knows exactly what they're going to say. You're a denier of this and that, and you know the subject matter, right? I don't have to tell you. He's got this down pat. And nobody knows the subject like he does. Nobody. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than to have some idiot on a show be given questions. Ask Bobby Kennedy this. I'm not going to ask him that. What? It's like asking Victor Davis Hanson questions about the Peloponnesian War. What are you, nuts? This is the hubris of these people. What does individual liberty mean? What does it mean to you? What does it mean? What does freedom mean? What do these words mean? Are they just throwaway questions to you? What do they mean to you? What do they mean? To be left alone. What does that mean to you? To be able to just be left alone. Stay out of my life. There are things that are happening right now that Ron DeSantis, on his best day, will not even remotely be able to explain. We talked about this last night. If I were the president, I would love to say, folks, here's what you need to know. And I would have graphics. I would blow their mind. First, we're going to talk about something which sounds interesting, and you're going to hear about it. And I want to mention these wonderful studies, these wonderful things about central bank digital currency. And I think people are smart enough, and I think you can teach people anything. I think you can teach them anything. Do you understand this? I think you can teach them anything. And look at what's going on right now. Look at what's happening right now. Look at where in the world does this, somebody please tell me. Somebody please tell me, where did we go wrong? Where do you think we went wrong as a people? Does this make any sense to you? Where did we go wrong? Why did we stop caring about stuff? Have you ever heard this wonderful woman named Catherine Austin Fitts? Have you ever heard her? Have you ever heard her? Catherine Austin Fitts is like somebody who comes along and makes me say like, that's great. That is great. Yeah. I never thought about that. I didn't think that. I didn't think that. You're not going to see her on any kind of show, any kind of different. No. You're not going to see that. And there are these people out there, and I recognize the fact that my version of reality is never going to be popular. I understand it. I know that. I don't expect miracles. But what I want to understand is that there are certain things that need to be done. And just like when people saw the Beatles in 1964 or whatever it was, on Ed Sullivan, they said, the world changed tonight. It changed. That one event, it changed everything. The next day, you couldn't find a guitar. Music stores that have guitars that were dusty. Nobody. Next day, gone. Dylan was the first person to say, write your own songs. Dylan changed everything. Dylan, remember Phil Oakes and if I had a hammer, I'd have... What the hell does that mean? Michael rode the boat. Are you going to sing that again? You know, and then the Weavers, good night, Irene. What the hell is... Here comes Bob Dylan. Oh my God, the times they are changing. Changed everything. Wow. One person changed. Yep. And this may be something right now. I'm just so that you know, right now. And I can change my mind, and I will change my mind like that. John Maynard Keynes said, when the facts change, I change my mind, change my opinion. I'm telling you right now, listen to what I'm saying to you. This is the guy. And he's dangerous, and I love that. And he's got a certain cool, and I love that. And his family doesn't like that, and I love that. And yeah, he's an elitist and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And he's not perfect. And we're not. Listen, he's not some kind of religious thing. No. But for somebody to talk about this, oh yeah, absolutely. Nobody's ever talked to people. Still, we forget. Big pharma, big agra. I think I disagree with everybody. I think big agra. I think in the old days, Monsanto and Bayer and everything else were bigger than anything you can imagine. for me to control food. Keep your vaccines and your antibiotics. Go ahead. Keep your drugs. I don't care. Give me the food. Let me take care of that. That's what I want to be in charge of. Absolutely. And in the old days, somebody would say, if I could go back in time and I could talk to any despot, whether it's Stalin, that other guy, if I could go back in 1913, Jekyll Island, if I could say to these folks, if I can talk to from the Rockefellers, even maybe whatever, but if I could sit there and say, okay, I got a better one for you. You want a central bank, right? Okay, that's good. And by the way, the thing that would probably freak our founding fathers out the most out of any of the things that we're doing right now, which would, I think, anger them the most, it would be a central bank. That would freak them out. But if I could go back and talk to the originals, the Morgans and this, I'm going to say, I got one for you. You want to control the bank? Yeah, good. I'm from the future. Okay. So what do you have? Do you have a central bank? Yeah, sort of. Well, what do you mean? Well, we go with something better than that. What do you mean? No, we have something better than your central bank. What do you have? We have the ability to turn off money. Just turn it off. That simple. This business about, we're going to send an F-35, we're going to send a thing. No. It's off. We want to be able to know where every dollar goes. We'll be able to turn off purchases for certain things. We'll be able to control individual political behavior and that which is espoused and connect it with buying power. We're doing it. What do you think this is? What do you think social media censorship is? It's a precursor. It's the idea of getting you to comport your behavior, self-censorship, in order for you to enjoy a luxury or a service that is provided to you that you thought was free. Don't forget, when something is free, you're the product, okay? Anyway, you know that routine. So you're used to it. You're used to it. You live under more rules and restrictions than anything else. You also, listen to what I'm telling you, you also live in a world where you have to be told, look the other way regarding certain things. Tolerate this, don't tolerate that. You're turned off and on. You're like zeros and ones. You're this binomial world. Whatever you say. Don't take away my phone. Don't take away my TikTok. I'll say whatever. Don't worry about that. Okay, I won't say that. Okay, I won't say that. The other day I was watching something and Facebook, I don't care, said, you violated something. What? You violated something and you won't be able to go live. I don't go live on Facebook. What are you talking about? You won't be able to sell things. I don't sell things. What was it? It was a picture of Hunter Biden from the Hunter Biden laptop. It was the picture of him, in the underwear where he's got the scarf on. That's from the... Oh, they're really, Zuckerberg is like, this guy is just, and Instagram, oh, dear Lord. Instagram, seemingly the most innocuous of the group. So what's happening? You're being conditioned to this. You're being habituated to this. You know this. You are used to it. You understand what I'm saying? I think I've said enough. This is too much for you to handle. I understand this. I'm telling you right now. If the election were right now, I'd say, give me that ballot. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Here you go. But you're not a Democrat. I don't care. But you're not I don't care. I don't believe in these elections and these people. I just, you know what? Elections from now on is me not handicapping who's going to win from this lousy field. I'm going to pick what I want. So that the next time somebody says, wow, the next time there's a Bobby Kennedy Jr. protege, then who would it be? Who would it be? I don't know. Either way, I'm trying to find something that he said where I say, absolutely not. 8 out of 10 things, 9 out of 10 things, 10 out of 10 things that he's saying, not only do I agree with, I'm fanatic about. Fanatic. How can I possibly look the other way and not endorse him? How? What am I waiting for? I'm gonna say, yeah, but he's not gonna. And I love that. No, he's not gonna win. What does that mean? We're not handicapping a horse race. It's a different story. Does this make sense to you? Does this make sense to you, dear friends? I hope it does. You have a wonderful day. Thank you. Any questions before we go? Anybody have any comments or questions? You've been making a lot of questions and comments, and that's wonderful. Remember, like this video, like what I'm doing. Tell your friends, bring them on. I want more people to think. I don't want them to listen to me. I want them to think. I want them to come to this on their own, not by me. Listen to this. And also, on my private channel, I don't want to talk about it here. You notice anything funny about, you heard that sonic boom in DC. Notice anything funny about that? Any questions you have about that? Oh, I do. A lot of questions, but not here. I know the rules. I know the rules. But I know what you're thinking. Because I'm thinking the same thing. And you know what? We are the rarest of the rare. Because what we believe in, what we find interesting, virtually no one does. How about that? All right, dear friends. Have a great and a glorious to Jazzy Davis and Early Bird, Glenn Colson, Kristen Lay, look who's here, Miralia Rosas, Maynard Krebs, Flat Earth Man, Glenn Colson, everybody's here. Big Dick Long's here, Dick Bork, Carol Gillig, Kimmy Cliff. Kimmy's been with us for a long time. We were talking about our old friend. What was it? Junebug from Pittstown. Remember that? We had a woman named Junebug used to be with us. I wonder where she is. Well, I named her Junebug. I just wonder where some of these fine people go. Kristen Lay, Glenn Colson, Jane Spear. Look at this. The whole group's here. Tony Garrett, Eric Powell, Andy Carmen from the Raspberries. Remember him, that group? Thank you. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L. Please go to her YouTube channel at Lynn's Warriors. Do me a favor and do that. Okay? Do that. Also follow her on Twitter at Lynn's Warriors and me at Lionel Media on Twitter. Because let me tell you something. You know what? Petey has a great question. How about a roll call? Where is everybody from today? Pete, you're absolutely correct. How about a roll call? Tell me where you're from. Give me the name of the city and your state. And don't tell me like Ohio. Give me like Snaithsburg, West, and East Palestine. Anybody talking about them anymore? Nope. Why? Because we forget. Where is everybody from? Look at this. Tampa here. Tampa, bless your heart. Where in Tampa, Ree? Where are you connecting? Who is this? Paonia, Colorado. Carol Valley. Paonia. Nottingham, UK. The Sheriff of Nottingham. Look at this. We got two. We got Tony and we got Jazz. Kristen's from Clearwater. That's Pinellas County. Kimberly's from Clearwater. A lot of Clearwaters. Is Frenchie still there, by the way? Great grouper place with the grouper cheeks and all that. Cape Coral, Charlotte, East Union, Ohio, Bloomfield, Michigan, Verona, New Jersey. There's Petey. Winter Haven, yes. Lutz, beautiful Lutz, or Lutz, as some people call it. Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, Flemington, New Jersey, Boise. We got the whole group here. Homosassa Springs. Yes. That's a beauteous place. Mrs. Ella's got on her bucket list Weeki Wachee. I'm going to take her to Weeki Wachee one day. Valrico, Florida. Columbus, Indiana. Taos, New Mexico. Don't forget Winona. Route 66. Who wrote Route 66? Bobby Troop. Yes, my son works at Frenchie's. Yes, Frenchie's was. This was a place the old days. Frenchie's, all Pinellas County stuff. Frenchie's. Remember on Clearwater Beach, was it, remember the Pelican? Oh, God. Silas, well, I'm thinking more south. Paso Grill, Silas Dent's, Ted Peters, the Chataway. Anyway, enough of that. Bob Lassiter fan here. Oh, yeah, Bob Lassiter. What a guy. What a guy. One of the most talented people. Very, 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 very complicated man indeed. Frenchie's still in Clearwater Beach. There we go. Clearwater Beach, there are different mindsets. There are different places. Different little kind of, I don't know what the word is, but there's something that whole beach, I'm a West Coast guy. That's, to me, is that Gulf area in the west from Clearwater all the way down to Paso Grill, all the way down, Reddington, Madeira, Reddington Shore, South Pasadena. Then you get into the Gulfport side, you get in there near Stetson where I went. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you so much. We'll see you today at 7 p.m. Don't forget, LionelMedia.com, private stuff. Also, you know the routine. Until then, my friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.